That one is smart. You have smart ones and you have some that aren't quite so good.
Look at my African American over here. Look at him.
I bring it down like.
Mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check. What's good, what's good, what's good, what's good? How everybody doing today? Is to the streets in your area. Shout out to Jimmy McFly for becoming a new member, which I know you already been a member. You probably had to update it. Shout out to Jimmy McFly for the beat, man. I really like this beat, man. I be vibing to this. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button on the way in, man. That is the best way to support the channel. What's good, Jamel Fareed? Y'all make sure y'all share the content, man. Let's get us in the algorithm when it comes to this good news. I mean, eventually, I guess I gotta get back to the shit. Maybe, you know, I guess that's when everybody want to pull up. So, you know, till I get back to the shit, y'all come support just to break down news. I'm going to give y'all about 2 more minutes and we just going to jump straight into it. I ain't going to hold y'all up too long. Just Jay. What's good, Just Jay? I appreciate you for pulling up. Let's give everybody a couple of minutes to pull up. I guess let's do our routine. Let's get our routine in here a little bit. Start out with a little Crucial K. I know Helima in the area. She like to get it, get it, get it, get it. So let's make sure Helima get to go and go do her thizzle real quick while we waiting on everybody to attend the Is to the Streets gathering. The Is to the Streets show.
I'm about to go get it, yeah, get it, yeah, get it, go get it, yeah, get it, yeah, get it, yeah, get it. You know I'm about to
yeah, I got it, Jimmy McFly.
Go get it, yeah, get it, yeah, get it, yeah, get it. Uncle Luke
yeah, I'm gonna upload that thing.
I'm going to get it, I gotta get it, don't stop, I gotta get it, don't stop. I'm going to get it, I gotta get it, don't stop. There's so many ways out this bitch to get money. If you ain't talking money, that's the end of discussion. I ain't worried about them hoes, the way I kick it. I got goals around my neck and I stay polo down to the floor. Y'all niggas really some hoes wearing fake designer clothes, fake ice around they neck, talking about my jewelry game on froze. Man, that shit they ain't even cold. Man, they really be thinking they cool. Man, you look stupid and look dumb. I'm talking dumb diddy dum dum. I'm on fire, who cooking something? I'ma eat the beat, call me Cookie Monster. Eat all y'all niggas asses up and then the leftovers get ate for lunch. Y'all niggas worrying about the wrong thing. These bars here from the chain gang. Got 2 guns on me, Jesse James. If I pop them off and let it say the rain. Niggas say they looking for some better days. How the hell you looking for some better days when you still riding in the same lane with them same niggas that ain't getting paid? You ain't got no sense, you don't deserve change. You don't even got no money for some change. You need to go make some money for a change. Then you need to sit and think about a change. Why you sit and think about a change? I'ma go get smart and get some damn brain. They hop back on the track, damn train. Man had my straps like a candy cane. I can hit the block with a whole thing. I'm a hustler, I can sell sky rain. Nigga, I can sell 5 flames. I can sell a roll to a top, man. I'm about to go get it, yeah, get it, yeah, get it, go get it, yeah, get it, yeah, get it, yeah, get it. You know I'm about to get it, yeah, get it, yeah, get it, go get it, yeah, get it, yeah, get it, yeah, get it. Uncle Luke said, I gotta get it, don't stop. I'm going to get it, don't stop. I gotta get it, don't stop. I gotta get it, don't stop. I'm going to get it. I'm running to the money. I want the ones and the fives and the tens and the 20s and the 50s and the hundreds. Forrest Gump to the money. The main ones laughing, joking, thinking shit funny. I'm laughing straight to the bank. Ha ha, that shit funny. For the love of the money, shawty shaking ass on me. Ooh-wee. She just wanna get paid, okay. Chips right here, Frito-Lay. Shawty doing her damn thing. She got to keep her bills paid. Shake her booty like an earthquake. Shake it like it's your birthday. Pussy poppin', she's a pussy popper. Look at how she make it jump, jump like a grasshopper. For them dollars, I got a lot of damn ones in my pocket. I'm about to make it rain on the shawty till she so about to go get it, yeah, get it, yeah, get it, go get it, yeah, get it, yeah, get it, yeah, get it. You know I'm about to get it, yeah, get it, yeah, get it, go get it, yeah, get it, yeah, get it, yeah, get it. Uncle Luke said, I gotta get it, don't stop. I'm gonna get it, don't stop. I gotta get it, don't stop. Don't stop. I gotta get it, don't stop. I'm gonna get it, don't stop. I gotta get it, don't stop.
All right. Let's get into our topics, man. Y'all make sure you hit the like button on the way in. Hopefully everybody is settled in. Or if you're gonna have to watch the replay, man, just make sure you hit the like button when you come in on the replay. It is Sunday, June the 1st. We're starting on a fresh new week, man, and we got fresh new news, fresh new drama. Everything is everything, man. We're entering into the summertime. It's getting hot. Everybody's wilding out, especially down here in Florida, man. You know, a lot of times I have to bring y'all some Florida stories. So what's in our title today? Is to the Streets News, ETTSTV News. The breaking news is we got a Myrtle Beach shooting. Anybody from that Myrtle Beach area, you know, anywhere close to it? Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, very nice place to go visit. So over the Memorial Day weekend, we had a little situation that happened on Myrtle Beach. So we're going to cover that situation, and we're going to talk about it. Hey, Nafian, I hope I'm saying that right. And we also got, say, Florida got the wildest stories. I know, right? Florida always had the wildest story. Then we got the Torey Lanez stabbing. Now, I know we talked about the Torey Lanez stabbing, I think, last weekend. We went over the guy that was, he told why he stabbed Torey Lanez. But what has surfaced now is the video footage of Torey Lanez being stabbed. Now, we know what the guy told us about why he stabbed Torey Lanez, but I ain't gonna lie. I kind of was like, man, this nigga lying. And then I was like, how in the hell can a dude give an interview about a stabbing when he's supposed to be in the hole or something like that? Like, I ain't never seen somebody be able to talk to anybody. I don't care if it's the news, TMZ, whoever it is. I never seen somebody that just committed a crime inside prison be able to do a live interview within a week or two. So we heard the recording of him telling about why he did it, but now we actually got the footage from the prison about the stabbing. Also, we got more news on the Escapee Manhunt. They have caught 3 more the guys that escaped from prison. They've arrested a couple of more people who's been helping the guys that escaped from prison. And also, we have a new escapee, an ex-police officer. And y'all will be amazed by what this ex-police officer had done over the years. And he finally was arrested and convicted for his crime of rape and murder, and now he's escaped. They can't find him, and they're having a hard time tracking him down because of his police experience. So, oh yeah, we have also Ray J. I forgot to put that into the title, but we got Ray J is exposing Suge Knight for some P. Diddy type behavior. Oh yeah. Yeah, let me get some of that piece of Just Jay. So we got a lot to come up. So man, y'all make sure you hit the like button. And like I said,
If you've
you're
ever
watching the
signed up for
replay,
anything
don't forget to hit the
online,
like
your
button, share the content. And if you're looking for any clips of what I'm gonna be doing today, it'll be on Ears to the Streets news channel. So we're on Ears to the Street live right now. I'll be clipping up things and putting it on Ears to the Streets news channel. So let's get into it, y'all. Let's start what we want to start at. Where do we want to start at? We also got a couple of stories that I didn't put in the title because I only get to put so much in the title. But there's a couple of warm-up stories. So let's get to our first warm-up story. And it's a story that, you know, it's kind of shocking. They're coming from Florida, like my homeboy say, man, the wildest shit come from Florida. So this story here is why men should always try to build a successful, healthy relationship with their children, particularly their sons, man, because eventually your sons are going to grow up, and when they grow up, they're going to become a size where, you know, they want to challenge you every now and then. But we got this brother here from Florida who turns out that he decided to take a couple of shots at his sons. Yeah, man. We got a Florida man decide to shoot at his 3 sons. Now, let's get into this story and see what the hell happened to the point where a man felt like they got to shoot at their own sons. And, you know, we got some weirdo people like this on YouTube. You know, I wouldn't put it past some of these cats that we got on YouTube that they ain't got no relationship with their kids. And if it came down to it, they probably pull out a pistol and shoot at their damn sons also. But without no further ado, hold on, let me resize this picture. Let's resize this real quick. Hold up. So this situation here happened not too far from Orlando. It happened in Tampa, Florida. And like Charlamagne the God said, craziest stuff like that happened in Florida, all of Florida and the Bronx. I don't know about the Bronx, but I know it's always some crazy junk happening in Florida. So let's look at this news clipping of what happened with this father having a dispute with his sons and decide to take some shots at them. Fair use, fair use.
Behind bars, accused of shooting his 3 sons. First tonight at 10, a father is behind bars, accused of shooting his 3 sons. Amazingly, they all survived. It happened along sunlit Coral Street in Ruskin. And Fox 13's Evan Moon is live outside the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office for us tonight. Evan, what happened here?
Just a crazy story. Investigators tell us that Christopher Brown and his sons got into an argument over a car that ended up in shots fired at his own 3 children. Luckily, they're all okay. We spoke with some neighbors out there today.
Now, this is crazy. How can a simple argument over a damn car can cause you to damn near want to kill one of 3 of your children? And it's not like they in the hood or nothing like that. Even if they was, it still wouldn't make no sense. But they're in a very nice neighborhood, and they causing all this trouble. This is why white folks don't like niggas moving in their neighborhood. For shit like this.
3 kids shot by their own father. Now that man faces potential life in prison.
When you look at the facts of this case, we know this defendant did everything he could do to try and kill his children.
A fight between the family broke out Sunday morning around 11 a.m. outside the home in Ruskin. The sheriff's office saying the fight was about a car. 36-year-old Christopher Brown hit one of his 3 kids in the head with a gun.
What? What? Man, 36 years old, 3 kids. They all got to be, probably the oldest one is probably maybe 18. somewhere around there. If he's 36 years old, you know, maybe the oldest one 18, 19 years old. So the other three, they got to be under 18. What is really going on in Florida? What is really going on in America when we get to the point where we have our black fathers coming into their kids' life and then all of a sudden start shooting at them? How do you rebuild your relationship with your kid that you tried to kill? You raise them the whole life and then you turn around and start shooting at them. Yeah, he do look crazy.
Causing the gun to fire and graze the child's ear and jaw.
His first child.
So he tried to pistol whip his child. That's pretty much what it is. But as he tried to pistol whip the child, I guess the gun went off and it grazed his ear. So you damn near, if you would have killed the boy on accident, he would have felt really bad. But I think he just originally just tried to pistol whip him, which is still crazy.
Child. He pistol whips him. After pistol whipping, he takes out his gun and shoots him, missing his body but hitting him in the earlobe, striking his ear.
With one boy shot, the other two brothers ran at their dad as he tried to get into his car. But investigators say Brown then fired several rounds at his other two sons.
What? Man, this gotta be the craziest shit. This nigga is a straight coward. I'm talking about a straight coward. You pistol whip one son, the other son's coming to put hands on you, and your scary ass starts shooting at your other kids. Just acting like they some random niggas on the streets.
Both were hit and taken to Tampa General Hospital. Thankfully, all three boys survived. One neighbor.
I mean, if he would have shot in the air, I might have could have understood that. But you just steady trying to shoot. Man, that's crazy. All three of your sons? Yeah, Father of the Year right here. Father's Day coming up, right?
Saw it all unfold on his Ring camera.
Our camera was blowing up. I look and I see about 5 police officers, a paramedic, people running around. Text messages start blowing up, seeing like, are we safe? You know what's going on. So real crazy situation.
And several neighbors say it wasn't the first time Brown and his boys had issues.
You know, I have small children, like not even feeling safe to do what normal kids do and just run up and down the street without worrying about fights breaking out, gunshots breaking out.
Court documents show one child had a digital recording what may have been a voicemail afterwards from the dad that said, quote, "I tried to take your life. You won't make it to Wednesday." Now the state attorney filed a pretrial motion to keep Brown behind bars until his trial.
My fault, y'all. I end up was on mute. But that had to be the dumbest shit I ever heard. You not only pistol whip your child, shoot at the other two, and then you show no remorse for doing it by sending a text, you know, just trying to be cute.
He's a threat to the community based upon his long criminal history, based upon his prior record, based upon the facts of this case. They're going to show this court why he shouldn't be released.
The Hillsborough County Sheriff saying this was a senseless and alarming act of violence that could have had an even more devastating outcome.
Ultimately, this defendant is looking at a minimum mandatory of 25 years in prison for shooting his child, up to life in prison.
Yeah, he got to be on some kind of flocker or something. I mean, I've seen a lot of, you know, people who have disputes with their kids or whatever. And don't get me wrong, these new age, you know, crack babies, coke babies, whatever you want to call them, these ecstasy babies, these babies that have been coming up in the 90s and the early 2000s under all these drugs. And you could tell he'd been on drugs for a long time. But 36 years old, man, and you're shooting at your own kids. And we worrying about what white folks do to us, and this is what we doing. I ain't gonna say we. This is what these niggas doing.
Now, again, Brown is charged with first-degree, premeditated, attempted murder, aggravated assault, and other charges. Like you heard there, he could face 25 years to life in prison, and there is a pretrial hearing to try to keep him behind bars until his trial date.
Look, we get it.
Well, I don't blame them for keeping this one behind bars. Y'all need to keep him. Don't let him out. Throw away the key if you got to. Because that don't make no damn sense. I mean, shit, I don't even know how to react about that. I ain't lying. Just senseless. But we gonna keep going though, man. You know, we got a good bit of stories or whatever. Y'all tell me what y'all think about that situation. You know, how much time do y'all think a guy like that should get? Salute, King George. How much time do y'all think a guy like that should get? Now, when it comes to somebody that need to be shot at, this story here is of somebody that I wish somebody would have shot at this motherfucker. How many of y'all are from the Gastonia area? I think Gastonia is like in North Carolina somewhere. Somebody can correct me. But we got a man in Gastonia that has done some of the unthinkable shit. And like I say, they say all the weird things happen in Florida and the Bronx. But this story here is got to be... This story here would have made me crash out, and I would have messed around and went to jail behind a motherfucker like this. So, y'all grab your pearls.
Belief, downright disgust. Those are some of shock, disbelief, downright disgust. Those are some of the words to describe this next story.
Yeah, and just a warning to you at home right now. Some of what you're about to hear may be disturbing to listen to. Police in Gaston County have arrested a man accused of spraying bodily fluid on shoppers at a Walmart in Gaston County. Police say it happened not once, not twice, but 3 times this year inside the Walmart off Andrew Jackson Highway.
Our Dalford Jones is following the story for us tonight, joining us now live from Gastonia.
And Dalford...
Now say what? I don't think y'all heard them that good. Let me rewind that back so y'all can make sure y'all can hear what it is this nasty son of a bitch was doing.
May be disturbing to listen to. Police in Gaston County have arrested a man accused of spraying bodily fluid on shoppers at a Walmart in Gaston County.
What? Now, they're not saying clearly what this bodily fluid is, because I don't know if if they're saying that he's spraying pee on people. I don't think he's spraying semen on people, because I can't see a man putting that much semen into a bottle, and I don't even know if it'll spray. I don't even want to think about that too hard. So I'm assuming that they're saying that he was spraying pee on people.
Police say it happened not once, not twice, but 3 times this year inside the Walmart off Andrew Jackson Highway.
Our Dalford Jones is following the story for us tonight, joining us now live from Gastonia.
And Dalford, you actually spoke with one of the victims in this investigation today. So what did she tell you? And what do we know about the suspect in this case?
Siobhan and John, listen to this. This woman we spoke to, who we won't identify because, frankly, she's disgusted by what happened to her. And
hell nah. If I was that woman, I wouldn't want to be identified either.
honestly, she was nervous to speak out, even though she did nothing wrong. However, she did tell me she wasn't fully aware of what happened to her until police called her and told her they found videos on the suspect's phone of him walking around that store, spraying bodily fluids on people, and that woman was in one of those videos.
Oh, I apologize, y'all. I forgot to pull the video back up. Damn it, man. I know y'all can hear it, but I forgot to pull the video back up. I'll back it up just a little bit.
I'm disgusted. I don't think the full effect of the reality of what's happened has really sunk in.
The alleged incident happened in mid-March, but the victim didn't learn about what actually took place until last week, when she says police confirmed there was video of her on the suspect's phone.
It makes you nervous. It makes you scared to even want to go in the store by yourself.
The victim said she remembers the day vividly. She described thinking the suspect was loss prevention the way he followed her around the store before he allegedly sprayed the bodily fluids on her in the toy aisle.
Man, I bet this stupid fool was doing this as some kind of TikTok prank or something like that. We done got into an era where everybody wants to, you know, do these TikTok videos. Everybody want to go viral, and everybody wants to do the biggest new thing, the biggest shocking thing. And they're going further and further and further. And this type of activity here gets somebody hurt. And of course he would try to go find some vulnerable women, you know, probably doing this. So, you know, people probably didn't know what it was he was spraying, probably thought he was spraying water. But he pretty much self-snitched on himself. They found it on his own phone.
For me, it's definitely scary to think that this gentleman was walking around the children's toy aisle lurking for women or kids.
Shoppers we spoke to were unaware something happened not only once, but several times in the months to follow. People had bodily fluids sprayed on them.
Oh! There's weirdos around now, so now more than ever, strange time.
Crystal Factor said she was grossed out when she learned what happened, and it's even more shocking it was so close to home.
I already knew there was gross people out in this world, and I just wouldn't expect it. I have heard of stories like this, but I never really thought it would happen in, I guess, where I would reside in, you know. The suspect, Thomas Snyder's motives are unclear. According to the Gastonia police report, the narrative only says victim had fluid squirted on her while she was shopping. Like many of us, Crystal has more questions. How?
I know I'm one of those people that got more questions, like, what fluids are we talking about?
Oh, and why would someone do that? Not only are you like hurting the women, but you're hurting all of the product in there. What if they were around produce? What if they were around just anything that someone else would need?
Snyder was released on bail about 24 hours after he was booked and arrested. Now, jail records show he does face 3 counts of assault on a female and 3 additional charges for disseminate obscenity. This is, again, a bizarre story, so we'll keep a close eye on it for you and let you know once Snyder is issued court dates. For now.
Now, that is a bizarre story, man, and I want y'all to put in the chat what y'all think he deserves to get for his crime. I mean, it's certain crimes that you can't even think of a punishment that a person should get, you know, because it's so unprecedented. That's just wild, man. So always be aware of your surroundings. Man, we in a weird time right now. We are in a weird time right now, and it seems like these people ain't worrying about going to jail for nothing. Everybody just want a viral moment. But yeah, that's crazy, man. That is crazy. So let's get into our next story, man. Anybody ever been called for jury duty? Because right now we got a whole bunch of trials going on. And I ain't gonna lie, I would hate to be one of these people that got called for the Young Thug trial, that been called for the Diddy trial, that been called for the YMW Melly trial, that been called for any of these trials where these trials are lasting 2, 3, 4 months and all that stuff, and you end up having to just get those pennies on the dollar for the hours that you spend. Now this young lady here, she did something that, hell, I probably would do. But let's just see what it is that she's been accused of.
Dismissing you as a juror in this case, I'm going to find that you're an indirect criminal contempt, instruct the state of Florida to file charges against you.
This juror is about to... Once again, we back in Florida, y'all. Once again, we're back in Florida. And we got this young lady right here that was selected to be in the jury. And because she didn't want to be in the jury, she caused a mistrial.
To serve some serious time for forcing a mistrial. This story is crazy. This is Kyla DePena from Florida. Now, she became a juror in a case involving a man named Besman Okafor. Now, Besman Okafor and 2 other men were involved in a home invasion robbery in May of 2012. During that trial, Okafor got a great idea. If there's no witnesses, then they can't convict me. So Okafor masterminds an execution of the witnesses.
So the day of the arraignment,
Okafor was not successful in killing all the witnesses because, unfortunately for him, somebody survived. So the state then convicted him of the home invasion and gave him life in prison.
Court finds you are to be sentenced under PRR. As to count 1, which is the burglary of a dwelling with an assault.
I can only imagine, you know, what it would feel like, and I don't want to know what it feels like, for you to be sitting there and have your life read away. What you think this guy here is thinking right now?
Or a battery with a firearm, and is a life felony. The court is going to adjudicate and sentence you to life. With regard to count 2, which is robbery with a firearm, which is a F1, but is a PBL. That is the case involving Brianna Campos. The court is going to adjudicate and sentence you to life.
Now, even though Okafor was serving a life sentence already for the home invasion, the state decided to charge him again for the murder of the witnesses.
This is on trial this week, charged in the 2012 killing of 19-year-old Alex Zaldivar in Ocoee. Prosecutors say it was part of a plot to silence.
And the crazy thing about it, Ocoee, that's a part of Orlando. So, you know, this is a dangerous guy that they had to get off the streets that's, you know, in our area. And he ain't only just, you know, tried to home invade somebody. He ended up trying to kill the victim. I mean, the witness.
Zaldivar and his roommates so they would not testify at a home invasion trial.
Now, in 2015, Okafor was found guilty and sentenced to death by a jury. Now, that jury vote to sentence Okafor to death wasn't unanimous. And in 2016, the Florida Supreme Court overturned the death sentence for Okafor because the jury verdict wasn't unanimous. Then in
See, and then they end up changing the law not too long ago where, you know, they didn't have to get that kind of vote to give somebody the death penalty. This man already got the death penalty.
2020, a new Florida Supreme Court with more conservative justices ruled that a unanimous jury was not required to sentence someone to death, reversing the previous decision. Then Governor Ron DeSantis said enough with the nonsense. He signed a law that allowed death sentences to be imposed if only 8 out of 12 jurors recommended it.
Okafor was originally sentenced to death in 2015 after killing 19-year-old Alex Zaldivar, who was slated to testify against Okafor in a home invasion case. That sentence was overturned after the state Supreme Court ruled a death sentence requires a unanimous vote of jurors. Prosecutors were working to get that death sentence reinstated after a new law went into effect last April, requiring only 8 of 12 jurors to agree.
So the prosecutors decided to go at it again, and 12 jurors were selected. One of those jurors was Carla de Pena. Now, Carla de Pena did not want to do jury duty. She tried everything to get out. So Carla came.
And for a trial like this, which probably would have lasted about a week or two, I feel it, man. Like, y'all don't be knowing what people be going through in their life where y'all, you know, make them do jury duty. If a person don't want to do jury duty, don't force them to do jury duty, in my opinion, because it's never going to turn out good.
Came up with a great idea. Let me just cause a mistrial, and then guess what? All the jurors can go home. And she even told other jurors of her plans.
She did not want to be on this in particular jury. She did mention that her work does not provide compensation for jury duty. Jurors testified against DePena, saying she stated multiple times her frustrations with being a juror. One juror mentioned she verbalized her intent to cause a mistrial the night before Okafor's sentencing trial was supposed to end.
She was upset. She said that she needed to be at work that night.
So pretty much everybody willing to come up there and snitch on her for not wanting to be a jury. But she fucked up by running her damn mouth. Yeah, she messed up by running her mouth. She shouldn't have said nothing. And they wouldn't have been able to prove that she did it on purpose.
The judge told us we were going to be sequestered for the night, explained the rules, and then we went back into the deliberation room, and she asked to speak to the judge. And before she walked out, she said she was about to make that a mistrial.
So the juror walks out the room, tells the jury, I'm causing a mistrial, and then goes and tells the judge this.
The jury went back to decide whether to give Okafor the death penalty, and they'd been deliberating for hours when the 26-year-old juror told a deputy she needed to talk to the judge. She then told him she'd spoken to a friend over the weekend who knew the victim and, quote, believed him to be a good person. The juror said she, quote, could no longer be fair and impartial, and that she would never be able to vote to recommend a sentence of death.
So it's like, you get punished for, sticking up for your morals. If you don't decide that you want to go with the death penalty, or you're feeling like, hey, I already done, my opinion might be biased. Instead of them just letting her off and say, hey, let's just get a new juror. Now the case is about you.
Juror had gone 3 days without telling the judge that she had violated his order not to talk to anyone about the case.
So as you can imagine, the judge declared a mistrial, and the other jurors then ratted this juror out, saying, hold on.
So she done wasted everybody damn time. And now everybody willing to, vote that her ass go to jail instead.
And she did all of this on purpose. After looking at the evidence, the judge then said this.
Dismissing you as a juror in this case, I'm going to find that you're an indirect criminal contempt, instruct the state of Florida to file charges against you.
Zaldivar says jurors reached out to him explaining what happened.
So then the state of Florida did follow through and file charges against this juror for intentionally, and again, I want to make that very clear, intentionally causing a mistrial. Now, this is what the juror said in her defense.
There was no intention of causing any harm, and there was no ill will from my end. I was truly overwhelmed and did not know how to handle this situation.
Now, after all the tears and all the crying and, hey, I didn't know how to get out the situation, the judge didn't believe it at all and maxed her out.
And now that judge went on to sentence Depina to 179 days in jail, the max time for her offense.
Now, we can't forget about Bestman Okafor because of this juror's actions. He had to be resentenced again, and you had to have a whole new jury come in. And that jury came to a decision.
First, though, breaking news, the verdict just in from the court, the jury making a recommendation in the third sentencing trial of a convicted killer.
Man, that's what they could have did from the beginning. They ain't have to make this girl go to jail about that bullshit. But Florida ain't playing. If they want to kill a nigga and you getting in the middle of it, you're going to have to go down with him.
To send him back to death row. Thanks for joining us. I'm Lisa Bell.
Glad you're with us tonight. I'm Matt Austin. Bestman Okafor was originally sentenced to die in 2015 for the murder of Alex Zaldivar. That was later overturned due to changes in Florida's death.
But that's crazy that they would be trying to get this man a death sentence for one death. In Florida, you kill one white man, they ready to kill your ass. But there's people around here that done did way worse. In that case, what his name? Mark Zuckerberg? What's the dude name that killed Trayvon Martin? It's been so long. You would have thought that he would have got the death penalty. Casey Anthony. But these are people who got off. A lot of people would say because of their skin color.
Death penalty laws with
Buddy right here, boy, it looked like he just realized, boy, I'm going to die. These folks trying to kill me.
which once again changed in the last year.
We, the jury, find by a vote of 9-3 that Bestman Okafor should be sentenced to death.
So
they changed the law just so this man could get the death penalty, y'all. Ain't that some shit?
Bestman Okafor doesn't have long for this world in Florida. But a couple of things come up with this case. Number one, 179 days is about 6 months, if you really think about it. And that's more time than Jussie Smollett got for the hoax that he did in Chicago.
Just in the last few moments.
And that's crazy. That's the difference between Florida and other states. You can have a gun, you can do a lot of wild ass shit that you can't do in other states. But you definitely get a different type of sentence.
Right behind us here in a Cook County courtroom, Jussie Smollett was remanded into custody. He has been sentenced to 30 months probation, which will include 150 days, which he will have to spend behind bars here at the Cook County Jail. He was just taken into custody. He was screaming as he was escorted out of the courtroom, "I am not," and continuing to proclaim his innocence. He will also have to pay over $120,000 in restitution. He faces a $25,000 fine. And again, he is now going to be spending the night, as of now, behind bars in a Cook County jail.
Yeah, that juror got slammed worse than Jussie Smollett. And I think Jussie Smollett's sentence should have been served. But now, I want to pitch to you. What do you think about this juror? Do you think she got too much time? Or do you think she got too little time?
And that's going to be the question of the day for that. How much time do you think she should have got? I think she should have got a break. Maybe she should have got, a week in jail, maybe 2 weeks in jail. Go ahead and, get her out the way. But, hey, that's just my opinion. But, when it comes to mistrial, so I want everybody to remember, if you ever get called for jury duty, you might not want to say nothing if you decide to try to, cause a mistrial because, hey, man, these people is not playing when it comes to that jury trial, man. They wanted to sentence this guy to death really bad, and they made sure that anybody that got in the middle of that, they was going to
If you want to drop your auto
they made sure of that. But y'all tell me what y'all think, man. Y'all think she got too much time? That's 169 days, 179 days, 6 months. So y'all tell me what y'all think, man. So let's get on to our next story, man. So our next story, y'all, we've been talking about a lot of prison breaks lately because we all know about the prison break that happened in Louisiana, and we're going to get to that. We have another prison break that happened in Arkansas, and we're going to get to that. But before we get to all that, let's go over a failed attempt at somebody trying to break out of prison. Because I guess these people seen them other guys break out of prison like, hell, I might as well try too. So this one here is kind of funny to me because these people actually tried to escape through the jailhouse air duct. Now, y'all know I'm an air conditioner guy. I put in air duct for a living. And it's kind of funny because I just did the jailhouse in Tampa. And I seen how, the infrastructure was made out of a jail. So in all of the jail air ducts that we were doing, we were putting like these metal bars, what we call jailbreak bars in between the duct. So even if inmate tried to escape, they can only go so far in the duct because they're going to end up running into these burglar bars, So if you think that when you go to jail that maybe you can climb through the air conditioning system, you got another thing coming, and that's what this guy here did.
New video at 5 showing another inmate trying to escape from his cell, this time on the North Shore.
In Washington Parish, deputies say an inmate tried to escape through a vent.
North Shore Bureau reporter Shawanda Jones in Franklinton with a dramatic look at this video and how deputies were able to respond so quickly. Shawanda?
Yeah, guys, it sounds like something out of a movie, and maybe if this...
And y'all, just to take note, this is in Baton Rouge, so this is not too far from where the guys broke out in New Orleans. It's called Washington Parish Jail. So it kind of got that same parish name as the other jailhouse did.
Was a movie, maybe the plan would have worked out well, but in this case it didn't. That inmate's breakout attempt did not get him far. They say he stacked an ice chest and a mat on top of a cellmate's bunk and climbed into an air duct looking for a way out. Surveillance cameras didn't catch a full glimpse of him, but they didn't have to. A 24-hour manned surveillance room staff member caught inmates in another block flagging down the guards.
Now look at these snitching ass niggas here, man. Old boy trying to break out. Look at the conditions that these niggas are living in, first of all. This is their bed, y'all. Y'all better show y'all nephews, y'all kids, and all that. Like, nigga, this the type of bed you gonna be sleeping on when you go to jail. Look at the type of conditions that they living in. And while this brother over here trying to break out, you got these snitching ass inmates, niggas hitting the camera with the broom. Niggas probably banging on everything, trying to tell that this nigga trying to sneak out. They got people sleeping on the floor. Look at this shit, y'all. They should be ashamed to show this. You got a man sleeping on the floor here, man on the top bunk, bottom bunk. You got a dude sleeping on the floor where somebody else got to jump down. This shit is ridiculous. Look, it look like somebody sleeping over here. I see why niggas trying to break out.
Member caught inmates in another block flagging down the guards. Lorio wasn't exactly silent when shimmying through the air duct. Deputies say once he realized his plan was ruined, he tried to squeeze back through the way he came. But by the time deputies got to Lorio's cell, they say he had crawled back down, laid on the floor, and covered himself with a blanket as if he did not just try to escape minutes before. Lorio was removed from that cell, and the opening in the vent has been welded shut. He never made it to an exit, but his intent was enough to warrant additional charges.
It's a good thing that we actually have alert deputies now, supervision's there. They're able to man the shifts properly and be there when something goes on, just like they notice somebody flagging.
They noticed somebody snitching. If them people wouldn't have snitching, he would have got out. They would have started investigating this jail. But y'all see how bad that jail looks, how fucked up it looks, and they ain't gonna investigate that jail until somebody break out. But from what we just seen, man, please, y'all need to do something about that. But these good telling ass niggas, boy. But y'all notice the difference between them and the dudes that was at the other prison. All them other dudes sat right there and watched them guys break out, and nobody ain't said shit. But in this jailhouse, as soon as the niggas trying to break out, you got niggas trying to tell the police. Man. Boy, it ain't no honor amongst thieves. Ain't no honor amongst thieves. But let's get to some jailbreaks that actually, you know, that were actually successful. Now, before we get to this one guy who broke out and he's still on the run, he's a ex-police officer, we're gonna go to the ones that broke out 2 weeks ago, and they got all of them arrested except for 2 of them. Now, they also got a lot of people arrested that they say, you know, helped out, and they ain't playing with these folks. They is not playing with these folks. So they actually have caught 3 of the remaining 5 that were left. So there's only 2 guys that are left. And I said this when we went over the video when the guys first escaped. I said there was going to be
oh my God! Alphabetizes subscribe to the channel.
But I believe that one guy was going to be the last man standing. And if I was a betting man, right now I would be winning my bet. But remember, we did hear about these 3 guys that they got picked up by some young lady, and they were all together. So let's go over the 3 guys who were captured just as recent as Monday.
Three of the remaining escaped inmates. That leaves just 2 on the run.
Andres Fuentes reports that Leo Tate and Jermaine Donald were captured in Texas. First, let's begin with Gabby Killett, who is live in Baton Rouge, where police caught Lenton Van Buren.
John, Lauren, 8 inmate escapees in custody and 2 to go. I'm here at Louisiana State Police headquarters in Baton Rouge, where police say they are speaking with Lenton Van Buren Jr. upstairs. Let me move out the way here so that you can see this vehicle. Police unit behind me is where police will be taking Van Buren into custody. They will then be going to the East Baton Rouge jail and onward from there to state facilities. Now, Baton Rouge police captured Van Buren this evening.
Man, where the hell this nigga get some goddamn Gucci Crocs from? But this nigga was running and he was running away and he actually found some shit. Like, niggas went out and got some Gucci Crocs while they was out.
Evening on the bench at a shopping center parking lot where he sat in front of a sneaker store. Now, police tell us that Van Buren was in.
Now, imagine a nigga being on a run and this goofy ass nigga out here in a wide ass open in front of a sneaker store trying to get some shoes. What, the nigga was trying to get the new J's that came out? And he only in Baton Rouge. Baton Rouge ain't nothing, what, about 50 miles outside of New Orleans? Like, these niggas had a whole 2 weeks and he ain't went too far out of he ain't even left out of Louisiana.
In that shopping center off of Airline Highway near Interstate 12 in Baton Rouge. He was previously tracked to addresses in both Mississippi and New Orleans East, and court records detail that at least 4 alleged accomplices who helped him are now in custody. NOPD Superintendent Ann Kirkpatrick promised to arrest all inmates at large late last week.
Damn, he done got 4 people fucked up fucking with him. What's good, Mom Boss? He done got 4 people fucked up fucking with him.
These people are going to be caught. That is a given. The timing of that may change depending on if people have left the closer area. Obviously, all the attention is here. All of the manpower and resources in an intense form is here within the city and our region.
Now, 18-year-old Patricia Van Buren and 27-year-old Tyshania Randolph were the latest accused of helping Van Buren evade law enforcement by bringing him to a home in Mississippi. 2 others, Lenton Van Buren Sr. and Angel McKee, were also arrested in connection with aiding and abetting Van Buren. Police say they housed him in the aftermath of the escape before he traveled to Mississippi. State police investigators began to track the 4 alleged accomplices from phone calls Van Buren made to one of his sisters from a jailhouse phone. He told her to be outside of the facility by 11:30 p.m. the night before the escape. Police say one of Van Buren's sisters told them she saw her brother via video call inside of the vehicle of one of Derek Grove's associates. Police say that woman, who has not yet been placed under arrest, allegedly dropped Van Buren off at McKee's house in New Orleans East.
She must have been the same woman that ended up snitching and telling them where they could find him at. And that's the only reason I could see why they wouldn't arrest her too.
Now, anyone with information regarding the whereabouts of the men who are still at large are asked to call Crime Stoppers at 504-822-1111. Law enforcement is offering a $20,000 reward per inmate for any leads that can lead to an arrest. This is Gabby Killett reporting in Baton Rouge, Fox 8, Local First.
All right, and then there were 2. Authorities recaptured Leo Tate, Jermaine Donald today north of Houston, Texas after a high-speed chase.
Andres Fuentes joins us with the latest details on that.
John Lauren, Huntsville police arrested both Tate and Donald with the help of other agencies. They say that they were.
So these are the 2 guys that they said that they knew they were together because, you know, somebody picked them up. And I'm going to show the video of the lady that they arrested for picking these 2 guys up. But these guys never left out of New Orleans. No, they did. I'm sorry. They ended up in Texas.
Both arrested at US 190 and Geneva in Walker County there in Huntsville, just north of Houston. Both Tate and Donald face additional charges tied to their police chase that they did.
Nah, I think they were in Huntsville, Texas.
Today. We're waiting on more information as to exactly how that police chase started and how it eventually ended. The duo right now is being held at the Walker County Jail, and Fox 8 legal analyst Joe Responti says that they will soon be sent back to Louisiana in connection to the New Orleans jail escape and the charges that they were originally locked up for.
I don't think so, unless they committed some separate crime in Texas. They're going to be brought to a courtroom there, and they're going to be extradited back here, is what usually will occur.
Now, the arrest of the duo in Texas after the police chase and now Lenton Van Buren in Baton Rouge comes after a massive 11-day search involving local, state, and federal agents across the region. Dillard University criminologist Dr. Ashraf Ishmael says that catching the escape inmates before they get settled into communities is crucial.
You know, I felt the longer this went, the harder it was going to be to identify. Just from history, when the days go by, the longer it is to be able to identify.
No, it didn't take that much because these niggas are stupid. These got to be some really dumbass niggas. One of these niggas, I don't even think he had a violent crime. One of these niggas, I think his crime was just obstruction of justice. So he just tacked on about 5 years onto a charge that he probably was going to get probation for. What's good, hood technician?
Ashmael says that neighbors also are more at ease now after an inmate arrest, especially after the 3 today, with some families and some attorneys leaving the New Orleans area altogether due to fear that one of the inmates might try to locate them. Ashmael also says that it's encouraging to see so many tips about the location of those inmates come from people in the community.
So they arrested 3 more inmates, so you know they're down to the last 2 right now. And the last 2, man, they've been doing a okay job at hiding. I ain't gonna say a great job because there's been reports of one of them, you know, that's been seen. But they also have one other guy that they arrested. Let's go over what he did to get arrested in assisting.
Delete me.
In assisting one of those guys that just got caught. Particularly the one that got caught in Baton Rouge.
Of helping the inmates who escaped from the Orleans Justice Center 2 weeks ago have bonded out of jail. A dozen more are still in custody tonight, as are 8 of the 10 inmates. Rachel Hanley walks us through the latest on the search for those remaining escapees.
$15,000 and $100,000. That's how much 2 people paid to bond out after they were accused of giving help to 2 escaped inmates. One got out Saturday. Connie Whedon has been in jail in St. Tammany Parish for more than a week.
Now, I remember when we first reported on her last week, helping one of the guys get out. I think she sent him some money and gave him a cell phone. So, like I said, she might have not known that he broke out. She might have thought the man just got out. But at first they made her bond at $1 million, so I think they dropped it down where she was able to bond out for like $15,000.
Police say she was in contact with Jermaine Donald before and after he escaped. They also say she sent him money through a cell phone app. Her bond was set at $100,000 for 1 felony count of accessory after the fact. Donald was one of 2 inmates caught in Texas this past week. Police say he and Leo Tate led them on a high-speed chase through the Huntsville area. They were both arrested, and Friday they were extradited to Angola. The other suspected accomplice got out Friday. That's Veen Nguyen, who was booked in Baton Rouge on a $15,000 bond. One of the
Now, why in the hell was his bond only $15,000, but those black women that they, you know, said that they had something to do with it, their bond was $100,000? Ain't that a little weird? Now let's see how he helped the guy out.
The inmate's Lenton Van Buren was captured there this past week. After, agents got an arrest warrant for Nguyen. It says he reserved a room under his own name at a Super 6 motel, and a key to that room was found on Van Buren's person when he was arrested. Security video also shows Nguyen and someone in the same clothes Van Buren was wearing when he was arrested walking toward that room. As of now, Whedon and Nguyen are 2 of at least 14 people facing charges for allegedly helping the inmates.
Now, we haven't seen police reports of any of these people except for the guy that was the plumber, the lady that, you know, we just seen. I remember seeing this guy at one point in time. But they got all of these people arrested for giving assistance to these guys that broke out. So just know, man, one of your people break out of jail, don't give them no money, don't give them no cell phone, don't rent no hotel for them, because these folks ain't playing about that shit.
From what we can tell, they're the only ones who have bonded out. That's not a big surprise considering most of the bonds for the other suspects are a lot higher than theirs. Some are set at $1 million. 2 are even set at $2.5 million each.
And that's crazy. $2.5 million, and you give somebody else a bond at $15,000. There's something a little fishy about that. But there's more, y'all. There's more. Hold up real quick. So you got one of the guys that's still on the run, but he's been spotted. So
If you want to get your
I don't know. I think they're getting real close to catching this guy. And this is one of the guys that he's smart, but he's a dummy also. Because ain't no way that he should still be in the area. And for one, he shouldn't even broke out anyway because he didn't have no major charge. I think his charge was for obstruction. So he's doing all of this, and he's going to end up getting a max charge for breaking out. He's going to get more charge for breaking out than he was going to do from the beginning. But let's check out the latest on him. He's the guy with the tattoos on his face.
Well, the sighting came around 10 this morning on Providence Road after someone called police saying they spotted Antoine Massey. Now, Massey is one of 2 escapees still on the run after breaking out of a New Orleans jail almost 2 weeks ago. 8 others have been caught. He carries a rap sheet dating back almost 20 years that includes the domestic abuse and theft charges he was in custody for at the time of his escape. Massey has escaped 2 other jails.
So he was in jail for domestic assault and theft. Like, bro, he probably would have got probation for that shit. That shit crazy.
In the past. His sighting has brought in multiple law enforcement agencies from Louisiana on top of local officers. The other escapee still on the run is Derek Groves, a convicted murderer, but there have been no reported sightings of Groves in Mississippi. Now, if you see either of the escapees, you're at.
So the dude Derek Groves, who is the guy that I said that they either won't find or they won't find him for a while, he's the one that has a lot of street ties. They ain't seen that nigga at all, but they keep, they getting an eye on this guy right here.
Asked to call your local law enforcement immediately. I'm reporting live in Natchez, Crystal Tisme, 16 WAPT News.
He better get his ass out of that country ass town because it ain't too many people walking around with all them tattoos on their face. Yeah, Grove's a ghost. That boy, that's smart. That boy, that getting out of Dodge. So with all of that going on, y'all, you also have the sister of that same guy that we were just talking about. We have the sister of that guy get arrested for helping this guy. Now, if I was the sister of this guy, I would like, man, if you don't turn your dumb ass in, I would have turned his ass in. Because you're going to end up seeing him again. He's not going to get a life sentence. He didn't kill anybody or nothing like that. Even if they give him the max sentence for this escape, he's probably going to do 5 years. 5 years, man. Go ahead and get your time out of the way. Go on, lay down and do your time before these folks kill you. Now, he about to get his sister jammed up. Look at this.
Antoine Massey's sister is accused of helping him evade law enforcement.
Gabby Kellett reports one of his romantic partners is also allegedly involved. Gabby.
Liz Lauren, 31-year-old Deshanae Massey is among 13 now booked on suspicion of aiding and abetting the men who escaped. Her brother, Antoine, and Derek Groves are the only 2 men still on the run. Court records reveal that police began surveilling Deshanae's home in the 3600 block of 4th Street.
Now, she should have known that the police are going to immediately start surveying her shit as soon as this nigga go missing. So she should have stayed far away from this nigga as possible.
Soon after, police say a woman romantically involved with Antoine called police multiple times, telling them that he was at Deshanae's home.
This nigga girlfriend snitched on him, y'all. Homie, don't play that. Bruh. See, this is why if you gonna break out of jail, you better have one of those ride or die girlfriends. You better not have a chick that's mad at you and mad that you got there and done broke out, or you done been beating her ass. She probably scared to death, so she want them folks to find your ass. But the nigga girl gave him up. Listen to that again.
Block of 4th Street. Soon after, police say a woman romantically involved with Antoine called police multiple times, telling them that he was.
Yeah, she want that money. She was like, 15,000 for this nigga? Oh yeah, y'all can get this nigga for 15. He at his sister's house.
At Deshanae's home. They say she knew because she video called him on his sister's phone.
Tender ass nigga. He gets out, nigga break out of prison, and the first thing he want to do is video call his girl. He video calls his girl from his sister's place. You stupid nigga. He's one of them smart dummies. Yeah, he getting caught next. Groves gonna be gone for a minute. They might get Groves next year sometime. Cause he actually got something to lose. This nigga ain't got nothing to lose, so he ain't thinking clear. He trying to get to this chick.
Now, investigators searched Deschanet's home last Wednesday, but Antoine wasn't there. Detectives say they searched Deschanet's phone also and recovered messages between Antoine's partner and his sister. They say the women shared press releases and agreed that they hope he, quote, never gets caught. Police say they also discovered that last Monday at about 5:30 in the evening, Antoine's alleged partner shared a live location with Deschanet. Police say it was later deleted. Now, investigators spoke with both women later, which they say uncovered that Massey was at Massey's home that same day.
It seems like she was cool with him at first, but he must have did something to make her start turning on him.
Police say they also learned that Antoine's romantic partner was aware of the planned escape prior to it occurring. And
What? So why she ain't locked up? Oh, 'cause she snitching.
that she helped facilitate it by supporting Antoine during phone calls. They say she continued to aid Antoine post-escape by knowingly placing false tips to law enforcement. Investigators have also secured a warrant against Antoine's romantic partner.
Oh, okay. So now she got a warrant. So she was in putting out tips, but she putting out tips to the wrong shit to try to throw them off. Hey man, I don't know. She one of them ride or die bitches that you can't trust. That's crazy. She called and tell that he with his sister, and that might have been a hit. That might have been a pump fake.
Welcome to Car Breakdowns 101.
That might have been a pump fake. Yeah, he had his sister's house when he really at her house.
Escapees lead police in Texas on a high-speed chase before they are captured. That leaves just two fugitives on the run, Derek Groves and Antoine Massey. Good evening, I'm John Snell.
And I'm Lauren McCoy. Antoine Massey's sister is the latest known relative of an escapee to be booked into jail as an accessory.
As Gabby Killett reports, investigators also believe that Massey's romantic partner is involved.
These guys have to get money, clothes, food, transportation, because they had none of it when they left.
Deschanet Massey, booked on suspicion of helping her brother Antoine evade law enforcement after he escaped the Orleans Justice Center earlier this month. She is now one of 12 people officially booked into jail for alleged collusion. Fox 8 legal analyst Joe Raspani says it is often family members help suspects hide from authorities.
They are almost always looking to family members or close friends or girlfriends to help them out. And it's what they do. It's why it's so easy to find them usually close to home, because that's where those people are.
Police say a woman romantically involved with Antoine was also implicated. They say she called police multiple times, telling them Antoine was at his sister's house. Court records reveal police had already...
I just don't get that strategy though. If you're gonna say he's somewhere, don't say he at his sister's house if you're trying to help out. But now she caught up in it too. I guarantee you she gonna say he kidnapped her.
Guns surveilling Deschanet's home on 4th Street. Investigators searched the home May 21st, but say Antoine wasn't there. Detectives say they also searched Deschanet's phone and recovered messages between Antoine's partner and his sister. They say the women shared press releases and agreed they hoped Antoine never gets caught. Raspani says people often don't consider the consequences of collusion.
People don't think about those things when somebody's running out of jail that they care about, and they say, please help me.
Police say they also discovered that last Monday at about 5:30 in the evening, Antoine's alleged partner shared a live location with Deschanet. Police say it was later deleted. Investigators spoke with both women later and uncovered Massey was at Deschanet's home that same day. And investigators say they have also secured a warrant against Antoine's romantic partner, who they say knew about the planned escape before it took place. Other escapees, including Corey Boyd and Lenton Van Buren, have also had a loved one arrested for allegedly helping them after the escape.
So now we see all of these people, and I showed all this for a reason, y'all. We see all of these people who got arrested for their involvement of that person, right? But right down the road in Arkansas, Y'all, there was a smooth ass criminal. And I'm talking about this white man so smooth. This dude here walked out of the prison in a prisoner officer uniform. I ain't lying. I can't make this shit up. So let's go to which should be the biggest manhunt right now, because you got two guys on the run and then you got this one guy. So
now to that developing story we've been following all week long, the search for Grant Hardin now entering its third.
So when I saw this story on the first day that it happened, I was like, okay, this you know, they probably going to catch this guy real fast. And I thought the same thing about the first story. I was like, they're going to catch these niggas real fast. But, you know, once I kind of got a little background on them and everything, I said, okay, yeah, these two guys here, it's going to take them a little longer. And I was right. Now with this guy here is a little different. So let's find out about this guy from Arkansas who has broken out, and he's probably in Missouri because he's right there at the Missouri line. What's good, pick and choose?
Now to that developing story we've been following all week long, the search for Grant Hardin now entering its third day, or finishing its third day. He was serving prison sentences for first-degree murder and rape. Both crimes happened in Benton County. We learned tonight that investigators believe a corrections officer let Hardin walk out of that facility.
They believe that a correction officer let him walk right out of that facility. Now, where is the arrest of that correction officer? Because we about to fast forward about a week down the road. He's still on the run. But not one person has been arrested with helping him. Not even the correction officer that allowed the motherfucker to walk right out of the room. They arrested a nigga that turned off the water for the plumbing. Well, here we go over here, and somebody had to open the gate to let this man walk right on out. That's the difference between how white people break out and how black people break out.
They shared this surveillance image captured during that escape. He was disguised to look like a corrections officer when he walked out of the prison near California.
What the fuck? Now look at this shit, y'all. Look at this. This white man either, and I don't believe he did this, like, and nobody else knew. This nigga found some furniture and shit to grab, some boxes, some bullshit. Ain't nobody just walking out with this shit on the regular. Who the fuck got these kind of balls to do some shit like this?
Calico Rock on Sunday afternoon. Law enforcement agencies from around the state have been in.
And then why is it that they only got that one still picture? They don't show the whole thing.
Involved in the manhunt, working through the rainy and very foggy conditions to locate Hardin. Those efforts include checkpoints, searches with drones, as well as canine units. 5 News reporter Lauren Spencer is live in Calico Rock. She's the only reporter from our area there tonight. And Lauren, some business owners are understandably a little bit concerned.
I bet they would be. You got a murderous rapist on your block, and they have no idea where this guy's at.
Monday CRM has the best.
This is crazy. And he's still on the loose, and we're looking at from 3 days after 3 days.
Left is Hardin's latest prison mugshot. Photo on the right was from surveillance video taken when he walked out of the prison disguised as a corrections officer. You can follow all of our coverage, by the way, and any developments in the search on our website at 5newsonline.com. Looking ahead, Richard Copeland is set to appear before a Washington County judge for an arraignment tomorrow. He's the man accused of setting up a camera inside the bathroom of a Springdale business.
Okay, so let me get to the next exhibit of this situation. So 3 days after that dude walked out of the prison, Probably got help from one of the prisoners. Now let's get an understanding of what.
Hey, thanks so much for
this
joining us
guy,
here on 5
was locked up in prison for.
Plus on this Tuesday. All right, this morning we're taking a really in-depth look into this manhunt that's underway right now. This is for escaped prisoner Grant Hardin. You've probably seen his face. A lot of police officers on the ground.
Yeah, Hardin has been convicted of rape and murder. Police say that he should be considered extremely dangerous. Now, during this report, we'll take you live to North Central Arkansas, where the search is underway, and a look at Hardin's past. He was a police officer in the Northwest Arkansas area.
All right, but first let's take a look at the photograph.
Imagine this joker being a police officer in your hometown. And you stay in some little town in Arkansas. Boy, this had to be the devil.
Let's look at these. These were shared by authorities. The photo on the left, of course, that is Hardin's latest prison mugshot right there. So a really good depiction of what he looks like right now. The photo on the right, this is from surveillance video that was taken during Hardin's escape.
Hardin escaped from the North Central unit in Calico Rock on Sunday afternoon. Arkansas State Police reported that Hardin escaped through the Sally Port at the prison and was wearing clothes designed to mimic law enforcement, but it's not official gear.
Yeah, those with the Department of Corrections say that all of their uniforms that they have there on site, those are accounted for. So now they're just trying to figure out how Hardin
Yeah, I remember that story, Just Jay.
made that makeshift uniform. Now they're also looking at survey.
So now they're trying to say that this dude even made the uniform. How, Sway? The man made his own uniform, made it so good, hid it all this time, and then just walked straight out of the prison. That's some shit in the movie. They're going to have to make a movie about this joker. And when they catch him, they're going to have to ask him how he did that.
Surveillance footage, kind of diving deeper into it, because there's a lot of unanswered questions, right? Like, how did he do this? Did he plan it? Did he have help? That's just not answers that they have right now. So it's going to take a while to kind of dive into that.
Yeah, for sure. And since that escape, police, they've been on high alert. They're stopping cars, they're ground searching the area, and they've even put choppers up in the sky.
Yeah, this has happened there in Izzard County in Calico Rock area. They're working with other states' law enforcement, obviously there to hopefully keep Hardin from getting too far. Let's go out live to Calico Rock, where Jacob Luthi is the only reporter from our area live on the scene. Jacob, what is the latest that's going on there this morning? Do police have any luck?
And it's crazy because this man is on foot. He's an elderly man, but he's been gone for over a week now. I mean, I don't know how far he's gone, you know, because shit. Like, he pretty much in the middle of nowhere, kinda.
Any trace of Hardin?
Workplace is shutting down.
This guy he must be in the woods somewhere.
Yeah, good morning, Joe. Good morning, Tiffany. What we do know is that search efforts continue in this area, and
it's isolated. You know, there's a
any items, any
consideration, like I said, because of his history in law enforcement.
And Jacob, when it comes to that search continuing this morning, are they still planning to go to door, still planning on stopping those cars? And how are they working with law enforcement in surrounding states?
Sheriffs, it's neighboring counties as well trying.
So hold on, y'all. I'm about to fast forward up to they about to tell what his crimes was and what he got convicted of. So that's what we're about to go over right now.
Like I said, it's the fact that their point was if he hadn't gotten into a vehicle almost immediately, right, had that not happened, then there's still a very high probability that he is still in this area. But that's again because of the terrain, the fact that the visibility has been low and it's been extremely rainy the last couple of days. This is the biggest break in the rain that we have seen since that we've been here yesterday morning. And they're hoping that that helps with the canine sense. They're hoping that helps with getting the drones up, maybe a helicopter or two to try to help in that search.
Boy, y'all seeing how every car pass by, they making you roll your window down and they looking inside your car? Shit. Boy, they done had a nigga like me fucked up. Nigga be done blowing some trees or some shit. And you driving around, yeah, y'all better catch that nigga.
But that rain, they say, and also just the terrain here is why they believe that he might still be in this area. But again, they're looking for any sign of him. Hopefully those canine dogs can once the rain goes, can help with that scent. But again, the river's right here. There's a lot of factors going on in this area that makes it hard to search. But also, if you're Hardin, makes it difficult to try to move.
Absolutely. Hey, great information. Thank you so much, Jacob, for staying on top of this. We sure appreciate your report this morning. All right, as police continue that search
during that, did you see them looking in people's
Absolutely.
cars?
Take a listen to what they said.
A lot of rivers, a lot of foresty areas.
You know, a lot of farms. There's a lot of farms up in this area. And so just a lot of different types of shelters, a lot of different types of.
Hardin could be anywhere near the surveillance
County with more. Him on uniform, have we spoken to them and they've told us that he really should have never been a police officer.
Okay, so now here's what they do, like the moonwalk. They about to tell y'all how the man should have never been a police officer and all this shit, you know, after he done terrorized the town. So this is the part that I wanted y'all to hear.
Good morning, Morgan.
Salute, Lovelace.
Good morning, Tiffany and Joe. Well, like you mentioned, Grant Hardin's history to law enforcement here in Baton County, it ties back here in multiple ways. And those who knew him while in uniform, we've spoken to them and they've told us that he really should have never been a police officer. And 5 News spoke to former Eureka Springs Police Chief Earl Hyatt, who spent nearly 2 decades with the department. Hyatt says Hardin was already working at the department when he became chief. In late 1996, Hyatt says he was going to terminate Hardin for lying on a police report.
Well, that motherfucker looked way different back then, boy. Imagine this weird old motherfucker pulling you over.
Hardin chose to resign. While Hyatt didn't hire Hardin, he says he should have never been a police officer and his past was full of red flags.
Grant had pulled some pretty wild things as a police officer. Notably, he had gone the wrong way on a narrow, windy one-way road and had a head-on collision with 2 elderly ladies. And then while I was at the sheriff's department, he had gone to Berryville and broken into his ex-girlfriend's apartment while he was on duty in his patrol car and vandalized it. He was very bad about excessive force and just...
He was beating up niggas. See, and the thing about it with these cops and stuff, when they see these type of behaviors, they'll let these dudes hang around and then they'll let them go resign and then they'll go work for another police department. Luckily, this guy here, you know, end up, well, I ain't gonna say end up because he ended up doing something horrifying, which we're about to hear about.
Poor judgment.
And Tiffany and Joe, in talking to Earl Hyatt and other people, I mean, he didn't work under Earl Hyatt for that long before he resigned, but just talking to other officials in Baton County who knew him, they're shocked. I mean, no, they're not shocked now, but at the time, shocking that someone who did work in law enforcement in the area was also committing crimes like this in the area.
Yeah, it seems like, Morgan, a lot of people who, I guess, were in the same area during his career in law enforcement, they're all sort of saying the same thing. They sort of kind of picked up on a few things happening here and there as it was happening, right? They knew something was happening.
Right, yeah, Earl Hyatt told us that it was tragic what happened, but knowing Hardin, not surprising, unfortunately. And we also talked to the Baton County prosecutor, former prosecutor Nathan Smith, who told us that one of the most unsettling things about this is for both crimes, there was really no motive that they could think of, which just makes him more unpredictable and more dangerous.
Thank you so much for that, Morgan. We sure appreciate great reporting there. Let's dive a little bit deeper into his criminal history. Now, as Morgan mentioned, that first arrest in 2017, he was actually accused of killing 59-year-old James Appleton. Now, this is a man that he'd crossed paths with through the city government.
Yeah, investigators say that Hardin pulled up beside Appleton on a rural road near Garfield, shot him in the head, and then sped off.
Police later found...
Now, y'all heard him say that they didn't even have a motive to the crimes that he committed. But it was a guy that he was pretty much working with after he resigned. And he just pulled up on that motherfucker, shot him in the head, and pulled the fuck off. This is what type of motherfucker he is.
Found physical evidence in Hardin's vehicle tying him to the crime, they say, but then 2 years later, while already serving time, Hardin confessed to another crime, a cold case rape from 1997. The victim, a Rogers school teacher, was preparing her classroom when Hardin, she says, attacked her at gunpoint, raping her in the bathroom and again in a classroom.
So pretty much the year after he resigned from the police, after, you know, doing that head-on collision with those 2 old women, which he should have been locked up, he goes out there and rapes a woman twice. But if they'd have had him locked up, the woman wouldn't have got raped. The man wouldn't have got shot, wouldn't have got killed if they would have locked him up for committing a crime as a police officer.
At the time, investigators did not know who the suspect was, but saved DNA samples and issued a John Doe warrant. Now, when Hardin was convicted for Appleton's murder, his DNA was entered into the system and matched. Hardin pleaded guilty to 2 counts of rape in 2019 and received a 50-year sentence on top of his existing prison term.
Grand champion with the Arkansas Department of Corrections says.
And just like I said, we just seen the black guy in Florida. They giving him the death penalty for killing the one white man. Now, he did do the home invasion also, and he killed the white man for trying to, snitch on him. But then here you got this white man here that can kill, a state official or a city official, and then rape a woman. And he got 50 years or a life sentence or whatever. And he walks straight out of a prison. That's amazing.
As they're looking into how he was able to escape. All right, remember, Grant Hardin is considered possibly armed, and police say he needs to be considered extremely dangerous, according to the former Benton County prosecuting attorney Nathan Smith, who Morgan spoke with, who prosecuted him for the murder and rape, says neither of his 2 crimes had a clear motive.
Yeah, and they're saying that that's what's making him so unpredictable and dangerous in this situation.
He just do shit just to do shit. Pretty much. He long gone.
Law enforcement has said, and I agree, that he's a very dangerous individual. He's a man now that is looking at spending the rest of his life in prison. And so the encouraging thing is I have a lot of faith in our state and local and federal law enforcement officials.
All right, here is a final look at the photographs shared by authorities. A photo on the left, again, Hardin's latest prison mugshot. The photo on the right from the surveillance footage taken during Hardin's escape.
He is described as 6 feet tall and weighs around 260 pounds. He is wearing clothes designed to mimic law enforcement, but it's not official gear. Again, he should be considered armed and dangerous.
Yeah, we're going to.
So, yeah, man, we taking a lot of L's in the prison system. I ain't going to say I ain't mad. I mean, hey, if you can get out and you got a whole bunch of time behind you, I ain't the one to tell you that you shouldn't goddamn make a break for it. So, but hey, they got to tighten up, man. Got to make them folks do their job. But anyway, man, let's get on to our next video, or our next breakdown. Let's see. We got Torey Lanez still coming up. We got this Myrtle Beach situation. And I believe that's it. Yeah. So let's go to this Torey Lanez stabbing first. How about that? Yeah, let's get to the Torey Lanez stabbing. So we talked about this Torey Lanez stabbing. So
yo, what's up, guys? This is Lee LeBron, and I'm here.
It's not gonna be a long breakdown of it, but what has come to the surface is the actual footage of the situation. Now, remember, like a week or 2 ago, we went over the guy explaining what actually happened. So we're gonna listen to him explain what actually happened again, and then we're gonna look at it ourselves. And did Torey Lanez bring this upon himself? I'm just saying, you be the decider of that.
Already serving a life sentence, but apparently he has been adding to his criminal record. He's in stable condition and recovering and in his head. Luckily, Torey Lanez was rushed to the hospital and is in stable condition and recovering. Lapsed, he was stabbed and who's already serving a life sentence. That's a suspect in the prison of stabbing Torey Lanez. Here at All Urban Central, we're dealing in facts. So we're going to get into the facts of the...
All right, let's start right here. Fair use for educational purposes, commutation purposes.
Case, as well as give you guys more understanding who Santino Casio is. So basically in this article right here, it says contracted killer.
If you live in Orlando.
So we kind of learned a little bit about this dude, you know what I'm saying? He had a situation where he shot and killed a 13-year-old girl that was his girlfriend at the time. And he was sentenced to a life sentence, I believe.
Of stabbing Torey Lanez. So this article goes into a full debrief on how Canadian music artist Torey Lanez came into contact with this convicted killer, who's already serving a life sentence. Casio knifed up Torey Lanez approximately 14 times before Torey Lanez were able to get away free. where Torey Lanez's lungs almost collapsed. He was stabbed in his stomach, his back, and in his head. Luckily, Torey Lanez was rushed to the hospital and is in stable condition and recovering. But there is some important information you need to know about Casio, the stabber. Casio is already serving a life sentence, but apparently he has been adding to his criminal record during his incarceration. Apparently, in January of 2008, he was sentenced for an additional 6 years for assaulting a fellow prisoner with a deadly weapon. And in 2018, he racked up another 2 years, this time for possessing a deadly weapon. I think this gives you a general background on who Casio is.
Yeah, he ain't the motherfucker you want to fuck with. He got some real knife play with him.
Also shows you the general welfare and how the conditions are in the actual prison. I don't know what type of security that they have at this prison. I don't even know why Torey Lanez is in general public. And then also, if he is known to keep carrying weapons, what is the penalty for something like that? I mean, clearly he has a life sentence, so he's there for the long term.
It's kind of weird that Torey Lanez with only 10 years would be around somebody, with a life sentence. Because they have, lower minimum securities where, you shouldn't be with lifers or people that's not, going home if you're going home. I think that would be good politics for the prison system. But, hey, of course they want some shit to be, to go down.
But what about all the other inmates and their safety? Things are not looking good for Daystar, aka Torey Lanez, especially if he's in a facility with other convicted killers such as Casio. But in a weird turn of events, Casio's actually done a recent interview with TMZ stating that he actually attacked Torey Lanez because he heard that Torey Lanez was going to attack him.
Everything led up to that day, but that day I just came out in the morning to tell him, good morning. I told him what's up, give him a little fist bump, ask him if everything is good. We had a little situation the night before and the day before.
So what was the situation the night before and the day before?
So I heard some rumors that he was trying to...
So this is one of the strangest interviews I ever heard because, after a guy stabbed somebody, I don't know how they could give an interview all of a sudden. But TMZ managed to get an interview, and it's credible. But this is the wildest shit I ever heard.
Put money on my head. He felt uncomfortable living next to him. Said I was a threat. So I confronted him. And then I found out the same thing. He tried to put money on my head, so he said I put money on his head. We had a little discussion or whatever. So the next morning, that night, he said some shit. Okay. So the next morning, I came out to see if everything was good. His mom talked to him. He said, yeah. So I was going back into my cell. And when I looked back, instead of going to cell, he was walking towards my door. He stood in front of my cell, looked at his boys, made a little smirk. And when he showed me what he had, something in his pocket, I just...
So it sounded like Torey was pump faking, like trying to scare the man. He got his niggas around him and shit, and them niggas ain't do shit.
What do you have in his pocket?
When he showed me, it looked to me like I believed it could be a weapon at the time. So I rushed it, and I just snatched him. I just took advantage of him. I was weak. I just threw him all over, and I just kept slamming him and stabbing him.
Were you trying to kill him?
No, not at all. But I felt like it was a weapon. I felt ready. And when I felt like a sting in my leg, I felt like, oh shit, stabbed me. So I moved back and I kept stabbing more. And I seen that he threw something, so I was like, oh shit, so I just kept going. After he was yelling, hell, scream, please help me. I just kicked him once and I tried to trying to sit down and look at him. And then I just let him go. Like, I was saying, like, man, trying to kill me.
What were you guys like? I know, but why would he pick you out of all people to want to put money on your head? What was the beef exactly about?
It was really no beef. He just popular. And I had to tell him a while back about old things, 30 around me. Like, I'll take a fade, I'll knife up, I'll put things.
And so he was doing a lot of big popping, you know what I'm saying? Doing that shit, This ain't no rap shit, though.
To me, I feel like the second, third time hearing that conversation, I was like, man, what's he trying to say? So I approached him and told him that was so, like, just go, I'll come into your cell, we'll do whatever, and I just play the game then, because I felt like he was kind of antagonizing me, like testing me, like if someone was afraid or something. We were cool at the beginning, we were cool for like a year. We chill, kicked it together, everything. It just,
because they're not on that type of prison yard, Rochelle. Okay.
No, they got like little fractions, but he was more like, he was different. He started kicking it with certain people, And when he started being mad, that's kind of when we had our little misunderstandings and we stopped talking as much. But we were neighbors for a while. I've been knowing him for about 2 years already.
Okay. And during the situation when you and him grew a friendship?
Yeah, we were cool. We chilled, we ate, we drank, we partied, kicked it. Yeah, we were good.
How much did the guy tell you that he paid to have you killed to get off the yard?
Well, he said double whatever I was offering, but I never made that offer. That's what I didn't understand.
It could cost you.
So it sounds like somebody kind of stirred some shit up and, you know, told him that Torey wanted to put some money on his head. And so Torey went to the person and said, hell, I give you double whatever it is that you put on my head. So let's get to the actual situation. So I don't know if y'all can see this real good, so I'm going to try to zoom it up. I'm going to zoom it a little better so y'all can see it as good as possible, because it's very hard to see. And then they're going to blur it when he's actually stabbing him, so of course y'all ain't going to see that. But you can see it as good as possible. You're going to be. Now look to the left-hand side, right over here. So you see guys passing by. I think Torey is going to be the guy in the white. Yeah, see, Torey is the guy on the white, in the white. And like the dude said, you know, something about somebody was at his door. Torey came to his door and he had his boys around and all that. And the nigga was acting like he had something. So it looked like he backing up, acting like he got something. And as this guy passing by, this is called minding your damn business. Like he said, he rushed him. Because now they had to blur it out because now he done rushed him. Now you see Torey right here. Now he trying to get somewhere. He trying to get somewhere. So, I mean, of course you can't see it all because, of course, they had to blur it out, but you can kind of see where it started at. And if you go on Twitter, you probably can, but you can see him start, you can see the kind of arm movement and everything about right around there. Yeah, you can see how he's starting to, that motherfucker starting to jug. Yeah, you see the arm movement right there? As soon as that guy passed by. And you seen where Torey hit the ground at too. Yeah, that was nasty work though. That was nasty work. That was nasty work. Yeah, you can see Torey hit the ground right there. Yeah, look at that again. See, watch right here. He started jabbing. He fell on the ground. Now he trying to defend himself. So that's why he got stabbed in the head and the stomach, all of that 14 times. Boy, that was some nasty work right there, Torey. That was some nasty work right there. But I didn't believe old boy at first, but, you know, now that we see a little bit of the footage, it did look like Torey was at his door. And like he say, you know, somebody act like they got something and you've been hearing rumors about it. I just don't understand how this footage got out, for one, or how that guy was able to do an interview. So those are the fishy parts about this stuff right here. Those are the fishy parts about this stuff. But that's all I'm gonna go over on that. But because we already went over the video one time, we went over we went over that situation pretty much. And we listened to the guy tell us the story the first time, so we ain't got to listen to the story again. But to see the new footage coming out involving, you know, them just having the actual footage to line up with what the guy actually saying, that's amazing. Man, this industry shit, boy, they playing a little different. They playing a whole different ball game. But anyway, let's get on to our next story. Our next story is going to be this Myrtle Beach story. And it'll be our last story. So this Myrtle Beach situation. Now, when I seen this the other night, I think I had just got off a line. And I seen where I seen it on the news, and it was saying that there was a mass shooting on a beach. It's called, I think it was Horry County, Myrtle Beach. And I was like, this crazy, because they were saying that they didn't have any suspects or whatever. They weren't showing any pictures. I said, man, this got to be some white folks shit. It's got to be some white folks did. But it turns out it was a weird situation. So let's see what happened, man. Shout out to the family. What it's called? Yeah, the family. I like this channel.
You gotta move! You gotta move! You don't help me! Move the fuck out of my way!
I'm still in the damn hospital. Done busting my damn artery in my damn foot. Like, come on. And y'all trying to sit here and be quiet and not say nothing. No, baby.
There was an
we gonna figure it out. This whole situation is, like I said, it was a mass shooting by a white male who shot African Americans on a pier. Y'all trying to report this so calm and cool and collective. No, baby. Let's go ahead and really say what it is. And my I had WPDE.
Over the past holiday weekend in Myrtle Beach, during Bike Week, a tragic and shocking event unfolded that has left the community shaken. A mass shooting occurred, reportedly stemming from a gathering on a boat off the coast. Now, fam, I was aware of the situation as soon as it happened, but I chose to hold back from reporting immediately.
Yeah, as soon as this thing happened, I watched it, and I was like, hold on, man, let me see how this thing gonna unfold. And then I seen that this brother had reported on it.
Usually, when such violent incidents occur, there's a rush for information, and authorities often release details quickly, sometimes even identifying suspects early on. However, in this case, there's been a noticeable delay, and no suspect has been publicly identified or taken into custody as of yet. Now, this delay has caused concern among the community and concerned citizens. Nonetheless, the people who was allegedly victims, who feel that the local police department has not adequately responded or provided enough information. It's important to note that the police held a press conference nearly 4 days after the incident, and even then, the details were limited. To this day, fam, no suspect has been officially released by law enforcement, and many feel the investigation has been sluggish or insufficient. And I'm gonna be real, fam. As your family member, I want to make sure I speak out and share what we know, because we believe transparency is crucial in such a troubling situation. Today, we'll examine what details are available, including the latest information on the suspect that some on the boat have identified, information that authorities have yet to publicly confirm. We will also explore what might have led up to the shooting and consider the various factors involved, all while maintaining an objective perspective. But I want you guys to remember, I won't give you no aim, I just give you the story. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We'll jump right to it. Over the weekend, someone went to Facebook and said the following: good old Myrtle Beach, living up to his bad name. Multiple people shot, including possibly a cop.
And we was talking about Myrtle Beach not too long ago. I was talking with somebody about Myrtle Beach, and we was talking about that Myrtle Beach was nice. But with shit like this going on.
Also possible reports of people jumping into the water to escape the gunfire that couldn't swim. I'm sure we'll see more in the news soon. Now, the incident he was referring to was a charter bus altercation that erupted into gunfire on Sunday, May 25th, 2025. It happened in South Carolina, as we mentioned, in Myrtle Beach, wounding at least 10 people and leaving another person with injuries. Now, the boat had took off in Little River, which is a beach town about 25 miles northeast of Myrtle Beach. Now, this boat ride was posted on Eventbrite as an activity to do during the holiday weekend. Now, with some facts I want to clear up. The shooting didn't happen while they was on the water. The boat was docked at the time of the incident, and moments before that, this was the boat as they was partying and having a good time.
Now that's way too many black folks for me. And this big ass nigga, he way too close to the motherfucking edge. But shit, they look lit though.
Like a
Now, a boat owner's son who lives nearby had heard the shoot, identified the boat as a Hurricane operated by Little River Fishing Fleet. The local county police department identified the boat Monday afternoon as a Hurricane 2 and said the investigators were still working to find, quote, the ownership of or company coordinating the charter. A person who answered the phone at Little River Fishing Fleet on Monday confirmed the charter customers aboard the Hurricane were involved in the incident Sunday, but declined to provide further details. Now, the online flyer that was posted on Eventbrite.
Now, the reason I'm letting this play because he did a good job of getting the details of this story. So shout out to this brother again.
On a 3-hour cruise with the DJ. But here's where I want you guys to pay attention, fam. Because after doing my research, and this is key to possibly why authorities is yet to release a lot of information, a North Myrtle Beach police officer was also injured when his gun accidentally fired. Myrtle Beach police said in a separate statement. Now, they're not saying was his shot was the one who shot himself in the leg, or was one of the shots that was returned by the mass shooter was the shot that shot him in his leg, but nonetheless, the officer was stabilized in the hospital. A little past midnight, this was the aftermath.
Now, that is important right there. So an officer gun accidentally went off and he shot himself, but a whole bunch of other people got shot too. So was that a response?
Move! Move! You don't help me. Move the fuck out of my way. Chill. Chill. We all trying to help. Here. Right here. I got you. We got 2 more 9-8. We got 2 more 9-8. I'll be right back. Hey, come here. Look, hey, I got one stand right here now. Come on. I got you. It's gonna hurt like hell, okay? Let me see.
Yeah, damn, that's kind of fucked up. Yeah, that's fucked up.
They breach.
What's up, man? Now, I don't know what it is that they're showing right here, but it's looking like that the police are meeting up with one of the suspects.
Arrest made insisting that's the same case. Now, it's mentioned they did a press conference 72 hours later. Now, before I let you play this, a lot of people who was on that boat, and some still in the hospital, was upset, livid. They feel like enough is not being done to get the perpetrator. So they took matters into their own hands to post the alleged perpetrator, and also made some posts on social media. Now, the suspect was allegedly described as a white male in his 20s, about 150 pounds, with a buzz cut. They also released this photo of him allegedly on the boat. 24 hours ago, a victim that was shot on that boat had woke up from the hospital and he quoted the following: "God, I thank you for keeping me." Amen. But then he go on to make more following posts. In the last 24 hours, I've realized how quickly life can truly change in the blink of an eye. Me and my friends went from having the time of our lives to fighting for them. As I was lying there helpless, I could feel a hedge of divine protection over us on that pier. God, I thank you. God, I thank you. Please continue to keep all of us in your prayers as we all begin this road to healing and restoration. Thank you for the calls, texts, posts, and concerns for us all. After that, he reposted one female who said she was shot, but she's okay, thank God. She woke up feeling blessed and she had surgery done on her leg that morning. But then he reposted the news conference. They reposted that the same day he made those posts. He wrote the following: "The situation being broadcasted with such little to no concern is insane. 11 of us were shot, and they barely even want to call this a mass shooting. There's been no manhunt, no national coverage, no alerts. But let this be a situation with those of another racial background. We were shot by a white male. This is not a black on black crime." Now, also, allegedly, a man got arrested, but police know he wasn't a mass shooter. He quoted, "It's still free quill. That man wasn't trying to do nothing but make sure his people were straight." He also followed up with another message: "I'm in the hospital and don't got nothing but time today. Justice for all my people." And so, you know, this is also where I got my picture of the alleged suspect, because he followed.
So this is the alleged suspect, y'all. So now that we know what happened, pretty much 11 people got shot. Why 11 people got shot, we're about to find out in a minute, because we're about to hear from the people, 2 of the people who actually got shot, how the situation unfolded.
Followed up with another post: "Since Horry County Police Department want to move slow, who got the drop on this MF?" And then someone else went to Facebook to lash out as well after not getting no justice. She wrote, "On May 26, me along 9 of my friends went to a private boat charter. On that boat charter, this girl began an argument with me, along with my friends. As I was leaving the boat, a speaker accidentally fell on my head. While I was tending to my head, an argument broke out with my friends, the ones that were shot. Jackie's son, black boy pictured in the middle, and the white boy, Tyler Collins. There was not a physical altercation. 3 minutes into the argument, Jackie's son pulled out his gun. Jackie stopped her son from aiming, and in the middle of that, the white boy aimed around 6 to 7 shots. As black people were having to stick together, Jackie allowed 2 minors on that boat with a loaded gun. So for all y'all to cover this shit up when we were injured and shot is crazy, and y'all would be dealt with as well. This was a senseless hate crime. If you know something, speak the F up now. Tyler Collins is his name.
Now, with that story being told, I can't say that it's a hate crime because it's saying that one person was about to pull a gun, but the woman stopped the guy from aiming the gun. So the white boy pulled out his gun, I guess in fear of the black guy shooting him, and he just started shooting. I can't say that that's a hate crime. And I think in the court of law, if you get some white people there, they're going to say, hey, shit, if somebody else pulled a gun and you pull a gun in defense, I can't say that you did something wrong. But you can hold the people who was hosting this event accountable for allowing 2 people to be on there with guns, especially, you know, young minors. So they do got that case. But as far as that person getting prosecuted, unless he was a minor and he wasn't supposed to have a gun, period. But, hey, this would be something that, you know, you have to wait for it to unfold. So these are 2 of the people who got shot or whatever. So let's see what they got to say about the situation.
Y'all cannot hear. Hold on. Jam, your mic mute you.
Are you grown? Can't sleep, can't rest because we were involved in a mass shooting. Y'all can hear me? You can hear me, Dream?
Yeah, I can hear you.
They say I can't hear Jeremy.
No, they said that earlier when they couldn't hear you. Them comments coming in late.
Oh. But yeah, y'all, man, we sitting here, the police having press conferences, not even wanting to call this a mass shooting when 10 of us got sprayed on this deck, like on this pier. And so at the end of the day, like, man, one band, one sound, we got to stick together. We got to come together with our people and stuff because this whole situation has been so foul. Like the way the police are moving, the way everybody moving about this, that nobody wanting to talk and say nothing. And you got people sitting here can't even sleep at night. We done been through all of this. Like,
no, seriously. And what's really messed up, y'all, is that we literally had to put this shit together when the people that was involved, Jackie's son, Jackie, her sister, they knew from the whole time what the fuck that white boy did. That's the thing. They knew the whole time. So while we trying to figure this shit out for ourselves, they not one time came to us and said, we sorry. Not one time came to us and said, oh my God, we didn't expect for it to go like that. They're really acting like they have no fucking idea what happened. It happened on the pier. It happened on the dock. It never happened on the boat.
That's another thing. People saying that we got shot on the boat. We got shot coming off of the boat. We were on the pier. And for people who don't know what happened, Sunday, May 25th, this past Sunday, we all decided to go on a party boat that was in Little River, South Carolina. We all on there having the time of our life, y'all. When I tell y'all we had a ball on that them people boat, just for us to get off the boat. We're walking out the boat. My sister Dream right here, who y'all see, is walking in front of me. She's walking, and all of a sudden, a speaker from the upper deck falls, like not a little speaker, not a little JBL. I'm talking like one of them big speakers that sit up on them stands, fell off the side of the pier and hit my sister in her head. You can see right here where it hit her.
Oh, my bad, y'all. I might have had myself on mute. But as you can see a gash on her head. So at least their story is lining up. They're walking off the boat. You know, a speaker fell, hit her in the head. What's good, 40? So let's see what else happened.
Y'all, my friend is pouring blood out her head. Y'all, so I'm sitting there. We sitting putting rags on her head, trying to make sure we stop the bleeding. We sitting there at the edge, and all of a sudden somebody come out the boat and looking dead at us, laughing, literally laughing in our face that we sitting here helping my friend.
Jackie's sister, she said they laughed at us. This lady pointed at me. She said, I've been waiting on you to get out the boat.
She said, I've been waiting on you to get out the boat. We sitting here trying to help Dream. We got our first responder sitting here helping us try to get Dream head under control. She probably got a concussion, all type of shit. We don't know what's going on. She just got hit in the head with a whole speaker, come from all up on the upper deck. So we trying to assist her in the process. We done called 911 to come out here. In the process of that, now we got this girl coming up here saying that she been waiting on us. So of course, one band, one sound, we all moved together. We start to see what's going on with this situation. Y'all, not even 10 seconds. I would say I took about 5 steps. And next thing you know, all of us, 10 of us got shot. by this senseless ass white young boy who was able to bring a gun on this boat. Mind y'all, we were all searched. Everybody got searched. We were all searched. No guns, no weapons allowed. Well, what we thought that was. However, these two boys, and I wish, can you screen share on here?
I don't
Glenn, you got your iPad?
I got my iPad right here. I'm about
You
to
got your iPad right here. Hey, let's go ahead and pull up a few pictures to show exactly who we're
and we
talking
about
about.
to clear up a few misconceptions. There was never a fight between us. A physical altercation occurred. It never turned physical. Nobody, not Quell, not J-Rod, not Dickie, not
Bill, nobody.
But it sounded like it was an altercation. It might have not got physical, but somebody was out there talking some big shit. Might have got drunk and was starting some shit. So they had somebody else clutching.
Nobody got in a physical altercation with these people.
Nobody got into a physical altercation with this boy. So this boy or Jackie or none of that bitch ass could ever say it was self-defense because it wasn't.
Yeah, literally.
I'm about to pull this shit up. Hold on.
This shit is so traumatizing. It's the fact that we're literally sitting here having to solve this on the case. This is Jackie's son right here in the middle. That with all these guns and stuff, all this going.
Yeah, this ain't gonna be good for Jackie's son. So Jackie is apparently the person that was hosting this party or renting a boat or whatever, and her son was on there, and I guess he was supposed to be playing security. And when something went down, he's the one that pulled the gun, but she started, making sure he doesn't aim the gun. And then the white boy seen him pull the gun, so the white boy pulled his gun and started shooting. And some bystanders got shot, apparently.
Going on here? Yeah, this is Jackie's son right here in the middle. And go, who's on the page also, Dream? Go back to that page and see who else is on there.
Hold on.
Because let's make it be known that these people were friends. Him and this young white male. And this is the thing, they're trying to portray like this is not a mass shooting. yes, the hell it is. We were shot by
It's not a mass shooting though, nigga. You doing too much, bro. It's some reckless ass young nigga shit, but it's not a mass shooting. A mass shooting when somebody just come on there and say, hey, I just want to shoot all y'all motherfuckers just for the fuck of it. I don't like gay people, or I don't like black people, or you know what I'm saying? The man didn't come on there and say, I don't like black people, so I'm coming up there to shoot. He started shooting because he thought somebody else was about to shoot. That's obvious. That don't make it right. But you kind of doing too much, bro.
white male shot 10 African Americans on a pier. Let's state what it is. Let's not try to act like this is just they said an isolated incident. I talked with a news reporter today. They said that they're claiming this is an isolated incident. You telling me this is isolated when you have a man out there who just shot 10 people and y'all don't give a damn?
And
It is an isolated incident, bro. He doing the most, y'all. It's an isolated incident. It's not a mass shooting. But continue on.
Has a record. This boy is not he has a record. This is the boy. I want y'all to understand what type of boys these are. Hold on, I'm about to flip the camera.
Like, y'all, this has been so traumatic for me and my friends and everybody. And we're sitting here. Oh, yeah, friend, go to the cover page. No, go back. Go to the cover page. Please click on the cover picture. Zoom in right here. This is the shooter. This is who shot us.
Oh, so they got shot by a wigger. They got shot by a wigger throwing up 2-1. So he was part of the Jackie's son's little crew. So when all the fighting broke out, he thought he had to prove himself.
This is who shot us on that pier, y'all. And they're sitting there trying to cover this whole story up and make it seem like this is not try to prevent a race thing being drawn out. Hey, baby, let's call it what it is. Because if the situation was flipped and one of us, African American, went and shot 10 white people on a boat,
and
this would be plastered on
what people
CNN,
not even
Fox
bringing
News,
up.
ABC. Baby, this is not. Y'all don't see this on the major news platforms.
Oh, even a white innocent person was shot. So it had nothing to do with us being on a boat or nothing to do with innocent people were shot. A white person was shot. If it make y'all racist ass feel any better.
And Frank, you can even also show them this, man. Show them this. Hold on. Friend, show them how creepy this is. Show them that picture of that boy. Y'all, zoom in, friend. Zoom in.
Hold on. Let me do it from the other camera.
And I understand, okay, it has to be official facts. Things have to be official. They have to get things together. I don't give a damn about none of that.
So they're showing the picture of the white boy. Now, that don't prove it. That don't prove anything, but, you know, they making sure they're doing their best job of snitching. So they said it was the white boy, but they have actually arrested a teenager. And let me show y'all this clip, and then we're going to get on to our last story. So let me show y'all who they end up arresting after that hood testimony.
Behind bars after a Memorial Day weekend mass shooting on a party boat in South Carolina. This happened Sunday night after a fight near Myrtle Beach. Police arrested 19-year-old Sean Williams more than 900 miles away in Lake County, Illinois.
So this nigga here, he took off after the shooting. So it looked like they didn't arrest the little white boy. They arrested the nigga that initially tried to pull the gun.
He's agreed to be extradited back to South Carolina, where he's expected to face multiple charges, including attempted murder. Police in Horry County say more than 100 people were on the boat when all this happened. Shortly after, police say someone opened fire shortly after that boat docked, hurting at least 10 people. We're told everyone is expected to recover.
This should already be, this has been more than 48 hours since this incident, and y'all still don't have nothing out.
No, I'm good. Thank
and
you.
not even wanting to call this a mass shooting.
Now, you notice that they're saying someone opened fire. They're not saying he opened fire. They're not saying he was the shooter. They're just saying that he ran and they arrested him. So as more come out on this story, you know what I'm saying, I'll tap back in on it. But for right now, this dude here, this dude that's that got shot, you know, sympathy to him, but he's trying to convince people that, you know, it's a mass shooting, and it wasn't a mass shooting. It was an isolated incident. Definitely just some hothead YNs doing something stupid. So we got one more thing that I'm gonna cover before I get up out of here, because I gotta get on the road in a minute. But this last story is gonna be Ray J, and Ray J is gonna tell us the next person that should be on trial, which is Suge Knight. So I seen this earlier, man. I was like, well, damn. I don't think they're gonna pull Suge Knight up for any kind of RICO trial or whatever, because he's already gonna be in prison for the rest of his life. So, but let's just hear what Ray J had to say, and then we're gonna get up out of here. Hold on, y'all. All right, here we go.
Still trying to say that me and Puffy are lovers, and that me and Puffy are lovers, bro? Really? That's how low you want to go, Suge? Me and Ray J and Puffy are lovers?
Now, if you don't know what he's talking about, Suge came on CNN, and he threw Ray J out there and tried to say that Ray J and Puffy are lovers. So this is Ray J firing back.
Bro, that's one of dead homies. Bro, Ray J and Puffy are lovers, bro.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
That's what Suge's trying to say. Now, anyway, Suge's disappointed me. It let me know that Suge's a complete cunt. I never thought that I would publicly say that Suge's a cunt, because I've always had Suge's back, and I don't mean ass. Unbelievable, Suge. Like, for you to showcase how dirty and dark you are, and I've been supporting you even through the dark times, and now you want to, like, disrespect the gagency and say that I'm doing gay shit when you know I'm not. And if you not, the gagency mad, because they like, damn, he's saying you doing gay shit, bro. And if you are, and I didn't tell the gagency, bro, they gonna take me, bro. If I tell my gay friends
What the fuck is the gaygency? This nigga just introduced us to some shit we ain't know about.
that I've been gay and I ain't gay and I lied to them, bro, you know what's gonna happen to me? Bro, it ain't gonna look good, bro. So you got my whole agency team questioning like what I'm doing, bro, and you know what's up. You know you the one, Suge. Suge, okay. Remember, all right, I'm only gonna say this because I don't wanna talk, I don't wanna say too much. The agency here. I don't know if y'all remember when I entered into the news game last year, but now I'm an official affiliate for multiple news networks. I have my own news show. It's called The Reality Check. Me and Amber Rose just closed a new big deal with a multimedia news firm, so we'll be the new anchors of some mainstream shit happening, right? But if you remember, I said asses are being taken. Asses are being taken in ways that nobody can explain. I said that on the national news. That shit went viral. And guess what? Niggas thought I was talking about Diddy. That's why I got into it with his sons, because they come press me. I'm like, bro, mind y'all business. Y'all don't even know who I'm talking about. Nigga, I'm talking about Suge, bro. I'm talking about Suge taking niggas, not Diddy. Suge is a big ass raper taker for men, bro. I mean, a real taker. And he can't deny this, bro. We used to go to the store and get that nigga like 25 sticks of like butter, parquet butter, the sticks. He used to take them back and he used to shove them up niggas' ass and fuck them, bro. And females. It was crazy, bro. I can't even believe that I said that, but since This
nigga said they used to go buy this nigga sticks of butter. That makes you an accomplice. You know what this nigga about to do with this butter. The nigga use butter. Not KY jelly, not none of the shit that's meant for that type shit. The nigga say the nigga use butter. So when Ray J was talking about them booty goons, he was dead ass serious.
Trying to darken my name, Suge, and trying to say some gay shit about me when you know I got a lot of gay friends and you know the gay community supports me. So you know, like I'm bulletproof unless my dick been in that hole. And if it was, then I'll be celebrated even more because now I'm like one of the flyest, gayest niggas out, but I can't take that credit. I can't do that, bro. And you trying to throw gay shit on me like it's bad to be gay when you know that my dick's only going in pussy holes, bro. It's crazy, bro. But we know what holes you like. Every hole. You was fucking bitches in the ass, niggas in the ass, bitches in the ear, the nose, everything, bro. Like, forget being gay. You was like nose. You was like ear, nigga. I don't know what that's called. Fucking people in the ear? What sexuality is that? Ear sexual? Ears. A motherfucking nososexual? She's aware. Cause that's what it is. Cause niggas is giving niggas titles just cause they doing ass play. That's the play they chose. Shout out to Tarad and shout out to Dumpin' D. Them niggas is doing ass play every day and having a good time. I can't be there though. What? Not because it's funky in there. Not because it's a funky room. Just because I'm not with that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how funky the room get with niggas getting rammed in their ass with a cucumber. I hate when niggas send these gay comments to my shit acting like it's gonna make me mad because you calling me gay. Nigga, I got a lot of gay friends. When they see the gay comments come in, do they get excited? Probably. Do I get excited? No, I chuckle. But if you ever disrespect me in front of my gay friends, I can't help you, bro. Them niggas will take you, bro. Like Suge took niggas. Suge, like, yo, and I'm gonna say this one thing and I'm gonna stop, right? And then I want y'all to clip this. Suge used to take niggas, right? I used to go upstairs. Like, I don't know if you saw Pulp Fiction, but when Ving Rhames, they tied the nigga up. They had the ball in the nigga mouth. They had him in the chair and then the nigga came down, right? That's the kind of shit Suge did to niggas. And, you know, it's crazy because Suge had this other thing. It's called handlebars. He used to strap it onto the nigga, and then they got the handlebars like you riding on the bike. Think about it. Like a waist trainer, and then the handlebars on the side.
Hey, bro,
Then he used to grab the handlebars and then take the niggas, bro. Like, we'll be right back. More Suge Knight. You are not my friend. You're not my family. You have disrespected the gay community. You disrespected me by saying false stories, and I'ma just tell the truth, bro. I've never seen a bigger homosexual than Suge Knight. He is an ass lover.
No. Y'all, I'm sorry that I had to expose y'all to some shit like that, but hey, this is Ears to the Streets. And that's what's going on out here in these streets. So hopefully hopefully we can Jesus will come and save these people soon. Because that was worse than the whole he got booty goons thing. Jeez Louise, boy. But anyway, man, y'all have a great day. I'm gonna get up out of here. I gotta get on my journey or whatever. So I'll catch y'all on another round. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button on the way out. Ears to the Streets is out y'all area. Salute. Yeah, I'm almost speechless. That's why I had to say that for last. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good one.